I finally got it. Yes, there. Okay, everybody's probably at the other stuff. I finally figured out how to get this to work. Oh, hey Ray. I was supposed to be on at 1 o'clock, and I thought I would use YouTube to go live, and YouTube popped up a message and said, "We no longer allow mobile live streaming." So I was completely prepared for having to do StreamYard. So I got StreamYard set up. Unfortunately, it's not too long before everybody else starts their live, so I just figured I'd see if I got the sound right. Finally, am I audible? Maybe I can read one poem so there's something at least to look at whenever somebody tries to see what my live look like. Okay, good. Video and audio is good. Hey, Linda. I don't know who comes on around 5, but I remember somebody important. It might be someone on now. I was going to do 1 o'clock. Nothing worked out for the live, as it usually does for most people who first try to do a live. I'm on my mobile phone. So apparently, live 2, YouTube only has restrictions and or allowances for computers or web streaming devices, according to what I read when it popped up. So YouTube wouldn't let me go live. And so now I have StreamYard, and I'm going through StreamYard to YouTube. So let's see what I can do here. My original thought was to show off some of my drawings. I think I'll just read a couple of poems. That way everybody has something to look at or something to listen to. And I'll figure out how to switch my camera around some other time. One thing at a time. I have this book of poems. Oh, let me turn some light on. Yeah. I think you can kind of see it. I have this book of poems. Just something I start writing poems in as I got poems. Okay, this one is called The Forever Distance, written 2001. All travel a forever distance, sometimes joyful, sometimes sorrowful. Maybe half is desert, maybe half is temperate climate. If you're a very lucky person, a rainforest or two. Whether you be rich or poor, whether your dreams are fulfilled or not, at life's end, the distance is not traveled. You still trek on in the forever distance. In 2001, I think I was 19. Think I was 19. Because I'm like in the middle of the year, so it could have been 19 or 18 when I wrote that poem. And then I have one that I had to write, no, two that I had to write for social studies and I guess English. 1996, I wrote a poem. It's not really, this was not really named, but it's like, I forgot what type of writing it was. The swift, clever, capable fox kept jumping over the lazy, comfortable sleeping dog. I have no idea what I was thinking when I wrote that. And the other one is we gleam as like a rainbow, but when aroused as one we strike like a storm. That's a really good thing. I don't remember what I was thinking with that, but that would actually be a good thing that our kind of like our community, we're like tearful and stuff. If somebody messes with one of us, you got a storm coming. And then I have one that's called, um, I guess I got to name it. I would call it our differences. There are different people in different places. There are different things different people do. There are different times for different things. There are different feelings for different people. There are different times for different feelings. But no matter what, no matter how different people are, they all have the same feelings. At some point, we all have the same feelings. They might express them differently. Yeah. If it was writing, I had to put my full effort into it. This one is called Summer, and it is a haiku. In the haiku, you have 5 syllables at um, the top sentence, and 7 syllables in the middle, and another 5 at the bottom. This one's called Summer. Hot, dry, sticky, always short, never long, scorching, humid summer. And then we have Spring. I guess we were doing opposites, or what I consider opposites: bright, beautiful, lively, never failing, never ailing, green, dense, fresh, spring. And this one's about time. Time ticking, body wasting away, life going by swiftly, fun ending and just beginning. Time ticking, leaves falling, tree growing bare. Time ticking, and life is moving on. I forgot what it was that we were writing, but it had something to do with taking a idea that could be something else and giving it more than one meaning. And of course, if you know a little bit about literature, you know that has something to do with life and the different stages of life, or the interpretation at some point. Let's see. I have a couple of silly ones that I wrote. The touch of the muse. I was thinking of a time when a ring would hold a diamond, and the answer came a rhyming. In sleep, what's really weird timing, and the word just kept on flying. It just felt all so exciting. So my hand just kept writing. I don't know what that. I know what it was about. I mean, I know the situation was I was about to get married, so I'm not sure why I called that a touch of muse. I have another one that's more like the touch of muse. I didn't know what to write, and when I started trying to figure out what I was going to write, it just started pouring out. Poem, after all, should have been what it's called, the touch of the muse. After writing in some rhymes, a few, I wanted one for a year, a new. I asked God why none on cue. That's fine, I said, 'cause I'm with you. Then in my mind, one to view, for want of poems I now knew. God answered prayer for once on cue. Here's one, not two, for sleep is due, and my prayers for poems will nicely do. I've got I've got one in here I wrote that's more of a song in 1994, 1995. I'll have to go over that and practice it, because if I can remember the tune, then I can sing it on karaoke. And it's one I wrote. I was in high school or junior high. I was in junior high. I think 8th grade. The name of the song is I fly into the blue above the trees, which is pretty much just the chorus. And another one is a song called Go Up. I'll have to go over that. I don't even remember the tune to that one. I guess I can make up something at some point. But it's a longer song than the first one. Here is a kind of like a poetry thing I wrote when I was getting married. It became we call it the wedding invitation. The purpose for matrimony. It's a wedding announcement. That's what it's called. 'Tis a season passing, and another begin. From the changes one can see, the last of youth fades, and the signs of full adulthood approaches. Through late spring, from early summer, the brunt of the sun approaches. One must strive to survive, for the heat of those days can wither the strongest, not carefully prepared. Out here in the heat of the summer, one must learn to fend for oneself. But if one has another, rate the survival is bettered, for then it's twice the preparations. Two can keep peace and cooperation. All all batters are all battles are best won. All obstacles are better defeated when is twice when there are twice the brawn. And here is an allegiance fit even for royalty, the union of man and woman. Come one, come all, to witness the union in holy matrimony of Princess. I put Princess Shalisa and her paladin and prince. See, ambassador and prince of foreign origin. You can see I was kind of like a little nerdy silliness. I was 20 when I wrote that. Let's see. Oh, I think on the karaoke, I wrote one that was called A Wish for a Star. And this one I remember writing around maybe, see, 2002. I would have been either 19 going on 20 or 20. A Wish for a Star. He wrote it down on paper asking for a certain young woman. I was a twinkle in the sky when I saw a spark below. I knew it was a wish for a heart's deep desire. Seeing how I saw it, I knew it was for me to answer. And there he was, this young man, in his mind a note to read. A young woman of special specifications, the words no way to speak. And under those specifications my name was there to see. How could he know my name except it were he for whom I was sent? I like that one. I actually had that one published in a book that was called, what was it called? It was some type of poetry, book of poems, and it was listed in either celestial or romance. And I used to read that book all the time. It's like the one that you would have read maybe in your youth, book of poetries, and they all had different types of poetries, but it was like a series of books. Let's see. Never alone. Why wish on a shooting star when we can share in one not far? We will always be three, God, you, and me. That was also in my 20s. The other poem, I won't read until I can research the who originally wrote it, but it's called "Listen to the Mustard's Child." It wasn't written by me, so on maybe one of my other lives I'll read it, but I'll reference it so it won't be considered copyright. Let's see, do I have anything else in here? Well, now that I got the hang of the live feed, next time when I schedule something, everybody will know and they'll be able to show up. Let's see. What do I do when I feel like something's missing? Okay, that's part of a song. I think a partial written song. Maybe it's not. I'll sing it. I'll read it like it's a poem. What do I do when I feel like something's missing inside and my heart is feeling empty? I just do something to make another smile. I will sing and clown to make a frown go round. Oh, dance and clown like everyone else. Sometimes you got to be crazy. Sometimes you got to clown. You keep others from staying down. If you just try to show a little funniness, do a dance and smile. Oh, try and do a little still silliness. Oh, give a laugh to light the glumminess. All this you do just for someone else, and you'll see it will fix the emptiness. So this one, I don't know when I wrote this, but it says 8 p.m. I'm assuming it was 19 or 18. Well, I think I'm done with my test stream, and I thank you, Ray and Linda Barker, for showing up. I know more people would have showed up if I could have done it at the time because when I first tried to do this, I had like a lot of people coming in, but I couldn't get the sound right. So now I know that it was my browser needed updating, but I had to uninstall it and reinstall it so that StreamYard could do what it needed to go through YouTube. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And thanks for coming. Signing out. Hello.